Calen Morris, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Dom. Appreciate
Thanks.
to be here.
Mate, I appreciate you coming over. I'm not going to lie, I let you in at the door downstairs, went to get you. My first thing is, you look slightly intimidating. You've got the patch on, you've got a headhunter's necklace, the big rings and stuff. It's an intimidating look.
It is, yeah. It could be to somebody, but not to myself. I feel like these are my ones, like my best, as you would say. Yeah, these are my best.
But, I mean, we've had a brief conversation before we came into the podcast room, and you're impeccably well-mannered and polite. I gave you a Red Bull. You said thanks. I appreciate it. But the immediate thing, I think, like most New Zealanders think if they ever meet a gang member, like this is the first time I've ever met one in my life, is you're immediately wary or slightly intimidated.
I'm intimidated?
No.
You're
I think
intimidated.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I suppose this ring could be intimidating.
It's the whole thing. First of all, why did you agree to do a podcast?
Well, I think I just want to like bring up a subject with the police and the brutality that they put me and my family through. To be honest, I think I just want to use this as an avenue to push forward with that, because I feel like I'm just under a lot of pressure on myself because of these new laws coming through, NGU and Cobalt and whatever other groups.
What do they mean?
National Gang Unit. Right. And Cobalt is a gang task force where they look for firearms and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. Drugs,
and I don't know what they're up to now, but they did go on a trial period for about 2 years, and unfortunately I've been under the fire or under the hammer because since then. And it's probably been about 2 or 3 years now with these guys.
Right, so you feel sort of picked on or persecuted?
Yes, absolutely.
Would it be? By the way, I'm not an investigative journalist or anything. I'm just a guy that likes to have conversations with people because I feel like by having a conversation with someone you can understand them better.
Yes.
Could you not? Would it be easy just to like give up the patch? Because you're from the brief conversation we've had, you're a really nice, personable guy. So without the patch, without the necklace, if you just had civilian clothes on, would that make life easier, or is it not as simple as that?
Well, you're trying to tell me to be somebody that I'm not. That's how I feel. I mean, everybody's raised different, and I was raised this way, and I mean, life could be a lot more easier. And then I get the police saying, why don't you leave? I was like, why are you trying to tell me to leave? Why are you asking me to leave? Why should I leave? I don't do anything wrong. I try and stay morally correct. There's my baby in the background. But, I guess I like motorcycles, and this is an MC, brotherhood. I suppose that when I came here, I had nothing as being a 501 10 years ago. And I started getting into the drugs because I had nowhere to go and I didn't know what to do. So I used a bit of meth just to numb my brain and numb myself, and I didn't know what to do, to be honest. And I woke up one morning as I decided to go to the fight club, and the quarters out east, and it's a gym. So I decided to go there, and that's when Headhunters and the fight club saved my life. Pretty much saved my life.
I mean, we've only been going for 4 minutes now, but I think the immediate sort of impression for anyone listening to this is that you're quite articulate.
I don't even know what that means. I'm an artist.
It just sort of means like well spoken, I guess. Well spoken. It's like if someone walked past you on the street, they'd have a preconceived idea of what sort of person you are, but then you speak to you briefly for just a couple of minutes, and it's quite different to what you'd imagine.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of questions about this, and a lot of them are probably dumb questions, and I apologise if they are, but a lot of it just comes from a place of...
rule, I'm not going to speak about the club or speak on behalf of the club. So, we just don't speak about it at all.
But they're sort of like Fight Club with Brad Pitt.
You could say that. There's been a few bloody Brad Pitt moments there. Yeah, absolutely. And that's how we sort out our differences. You know what I mean?
Right.
We get upstairs and we have our one out and then shake hands, and that's how it's done.
Oh, really? So you fight with other gang members?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
If that's an option, yeah.
Right. Like, about what sort of things?
Well, I don't know. Someone might have slept with somebody else's girlfriend.
Right. Right. So you have a fight like in a sort of controlled environment. And,
Yes.
okay. Are you a criminal?
No, but I do like to do burnouts and I do like to have fun. Yeah, but I'm not. I don't do any criminal activity.
No, not anymore. But to be a 501, you must have.
Yes, yep, I was. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, well, I'm a survivor, so you know, you got to do survival things. Unfortunately, the path that I chose wasn't really, acceptable. I look back at it and it was quite outrageous. I did a home invasion, robbery on some drug dealers, and took their drugs and their money, and and got rolled into that somehow.
So this is when you're in Australia.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What sort of age?
20.
Yeah. Okay. So Okay. Home invasions. Yeah. It's okay. So you just was it you and a couple of mates in Aussie or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. A few really good mates that helped me out, and I got a mum there that I call mum because she took me in off the streets. I was homeless for 2 years by choice. Into the party life, ecstasy and whatnot, cocaine and heroin. Heroin mainly when I was in prison. Yeah, it's probably
just to numb your brain and pass the time.
More or less, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I'd like to understand like where you are now and what you've been through. We probably need to go all the way back. But first of all, who is Calen Morris? Like I know you're a husband and a father. You turned up here with your partner.
Yeah.
And she, by the way, sorry for my terminology here, but she's not on camera, so I'm just going to say for anyone that's watching this or listening to this, she just looks, in air commas, normal.
Yeah.
Like just a world. Yeah. If you saw her in New World or Pack and Save, you wouldn't even look twice. She's just an attractive woman in her late 20s or 30s with a pram and a 7-month-old baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I met her on Oxford Street when I was 17.
So she's okay. Well, when you say to her, you know what, I'm going to join a gang, why isn't she like, Calen, don't be so fucking stupid?
Well, she did.
Okay,
she did, absolutely, she did. And my family, my uncle, and she asked him why and all this sort of stuff. And then we don't get told what to do. I don't get told what to do. Every individual is their own selves. So I can't be held responsible for somebody else's actions. You know what I mean? I'm only held accountable for my own actions.
What was your upbringing like? So you were born and raised in New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Whereabouts?
Yes. I'm from Central, Mount Roskill, all over the place. Mount Eden, went to Mount Eden normal. I feel like I was raised quite normally. Had a stepdad, and I think the domestic violence and all that sort of stuff was, having to, I don't know, like grow up and living in fear. That's how I felt. My childhood was, very suppressed. Going to church up the road there at AGS, I think it's Auckland Grammar Girls.
Right.
We went there and I went to Dilworth. So, I've been...
This is my dog. Hello.
He's cool.
This is Kanye.
Oh, Kanye.
Yeah. Okay. So so it was what you'd call, I guess, a stereotypical upbringing.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, and I was booted out of Dilworth at 13. I used to question, Father Brown. There was a bit of pedophilia stuff going on around there, and I used to pick on a boy that was in that circle, and I feel really bad. And when all the stuff came out as well, I jumped on my bike, the super bike, Aprilia, and put a spray can in my backpack. Went and tagged the fence, and I said, protect the boys, and why are you protecting Father Brown, more or less, and I got expelled because of all this scenario.
Yeah.
They put me up in a room for 9 hours, where they used to do all this sort of stuff to my mates.
Yeah.
And because I didn't abide by that, they kicked me out at 13. So I went to Mount Roskill Grammar after that. And we gradually get into another scenario where I think crystal methamphetamine was introduced maybe in 99, 2000s, and that was around that period where my family got involved in that sort of mishap, and then it was quite dysfunctional. So I went to Australia.
What about you mentioned you had a stepdad, your biological dad. Do you have a relationship with him, or do you know him?
He's like my bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a good man. But,
Yeah.
he never really had much to do with my upbringing sort of thing. But I would go see him maybe once a year during the holidays and go and visit him and my sisters and brothers over there.
Yeah. So when you look back from where you are now as a dad of two, do you think that shaped in a way?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love and adore my children, and I do everything that I possibly can to give them everything that I never had, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And what about your connection to your roots or your Māori culture? Was there any of that growing up, or?
No, not really. No, my mum's she's white, so kind of like bounced in that way. My grandmother is from Otara, Manuela, back then, and she would always come pick me up, and every time she would try and teach me, or I think I was maybe 10 or 13, and she wanted to cut my foreskin off, so I ran away.
What circumcised you at what? By the way, I never asked the question. I never asked what happened to your penis.
But that's what I mean. I generally just ran away. You know.
Why did you have that?
I'm like, fuck it, no, I'm out of here. Jump on my skateboard out of there.
So at what age?
I think I was 10 or 13 maybe, 10 or 13.
On religious grounds, or?
Well, yeah, when you cut your foreskin off in that culture, you become a man. Apparently.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want my dick. Yeah, I'd rather keep that, please.
Yeah,
because it folds back anyhow. You know what I mean? When it goes hard, it shoots out.
I got circumcised at birth, and I didn't walk for a year.
That's no.
Okay, so so when you reflect on your upbringing, like, what do you think about it? Like, are you sort of resentful about it, or are you okay with it?
I'm okay with it, yes. When I did get deported, I went to the Cook Islands, and he was living over there, my stepfather, and I just made peace with him. Yeah, pretty much just said to him, I'm a man now, I'll smash you over. I don't appreciate everything that, we went through as a child, and he apologised, and I accepted it. So it was good to get that behind me. That's
good. And you mentioned domestic violence. Was your stepdad a bit of, no
he's
good?
He's a big man. Yeah, he was a big man. I mean, freaking hell. It came to my attention when I think I was 32, and if I had 5 children myself, I think I'd be pretty much the same. But you know what I mean? Like, to an extent. Hey, so, yeah.
You seem very compassionate and understanding about these sort of things. Like, there doesn't seem to be like much of a chip on your shoulder about it.
No.
About the cards you've been dealt.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it too much, it's only going to weigh on you and drag you down. Hey, I'm not about that. I'm just about moving forward. You drop a bowl, it smashes. Just pick it up and get a new one. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. So how old were you when you moved to Australia?
Oh gosh.
And why?
28, I think.
28. Okay.
Yeah, I was deported.
Deported from NZ?
No. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you had no. How old were you when you moved to Australia? Why did you end up in Australia?
I think I was 16. I think.
Yeah. Who did you move there with?
My birth father.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I went there with my birth father, but as I'd been going there since I was, a kid, I got my mates and I got my cousins and whatnot, and then he decided to move to Brisbane, but I wanted to stay with my friends in Sydney, and that's how I became homeless, because nobody wanted to look after me or deal with me. So I just roamed around, kind of like you call it couch surfing. So I just went and stayed on my bros' couches and stuff like that, until one of their mothers took me in, and her name's Larry, so I love her.
Yeah. So were you sort of sent to Australia from New Zealand because it was...
To get away from the P, yes.
Okay, yeah.
So there's nobody really knew what the consequences were or the aftermath of, the substance abuse. Nobody really knew. Well, we didn't know until, maybe a year, 2 years down the track, and everything just started spiralling.
What did it give you initially?
What do you mean?
Yeah, the P. Did it give you, was it an escape, or...
At that age, no. I think at that age, we will just probably drink a bottle of Jim Beam, go for a walk down Queen Street, and then have our dad come pick us up.
Yeah.
So we didn't even really know. We didn't even know what we were
You're just
doing.
not over.
It was just there.
Okay, not overthinking things. So okay, so you moved to Australia. Then what? Yeah, are you in school there, or you start working straight away?
I went
or?
to school. Yeah, failed school C 3 times, and then they failed me in Australia. I went to Cogra TAFE, and that was the 3rd time I failed. But then because I was going, they sent me to PCYC Rockdale, and I had to do my homework next to a police officer. And I didn't really enjoy that. I didn't really like that. So I picked up a little bit of a fussy, and that was at the Costa Zoo gym, hardcore. And yeah, I didn't really like that. So I went back into the TAFE, and I had a little bit of a whinge to my teacher, but they kind of knew my upbringing, they knew my scenarios and whatnot. So they just gave me my school certificate.
Just to get you out of there.
Pretty
Yeah, here you go. Have your certificate.
So I got it in 3 months.
Why were you being sort of monitored by a police officer? Had you been in trouble at that
I'd
point?
been in trouble there, yeah. I ended up dealing with 2 Lebanese boys, their Lebanese brother, older. He's doing time over there for murder now. But I had a run-in with him. I went to go buy a gun off him for $800, and he ended up robbing me with the gun.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it seemed like I mean, yeah, you can leave the country and go somewhere else, but it's like the person you are, it's gonna go with you. You can't outrun yourself. So it seems like wherever you went, you were gonna find the trouble crowd.
Well, I'm gonna find my people. Yeah, not necessarily the trouble crowd. I hate drama. I hate trouble, but I do know my people.
But you went to buy a gun off this guy then.
Yeah.
Most people listening to me.
Well, when I went into jail, when we seen each other in jail, we're
yeah.
like, hey bro, yeah, what stays on the what happens on the outside stays on the outside.
Yeah.
So we lived on the same street,
Right.
in Hurstville. So
What did you want a gun for?
I just wanted one.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know why.
So you're how old at this point? Still in your teens.
Yeah, maybe 17. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of teenagers, I think guys in particular, make poor decisions. I don't think there's part of our brain that I don't
We
think.
just don't fucking think, bro.
Yeah, but that's next level though.
Yeah, it is next level.
That's
I mean,
extreme.
my best friend, we were just selling a bit of pot, and then we started selling a bit of ecstasy. Helped out these people, and they were giving us ecstasy pills at $4 each. So in the town, there was a $60, $90 pill. So you can imagine how much money we'll be making then.
So is that what attracted you towards that sort of thing? Just the sort of the easy money. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. We like to buy nice shoes and be able to, go out and drink and have fun. But it's not what it seems, though. To be honest, it's hard work. It really is. And back then, when I was over in Sydney, we had day clubs. So the nightclub scene just started on a Friday, didn't end until a Monday. But they don't have that anymore.
Right.
They got the lockout and whatnot.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah,
in
that's
2005 that happens.
Yeah. What was King's Cross, the party area? That's it's dead now. All the pubs and clubs
I've
have gone.
seen that, absolutely.
So you're going all weekend because you just you're high on whatever you can get your hands on.
Well, not
Ecstasy.
necessarily. Yeah, we would be high, we would be drunk, but I would also be slanging as well at the Holiday Inn in King's Cross. Yeah.
I'll be staying.
Yeah, we'll go and hire out a hotel room and
Right.
probably have about 1,500 pills with us. Try and sell 200 packs and
Right.
just to get by.
Right. So you must have been on the radar of the Aussie police at this point, eh?
No. That scene back then is way too fierce.
Oh, so you at
just a small
1,500 pills, you're a small fry.
Yeah, just a little boy.
Yeah. So when did the police start taking notice of you? When did that start happening in Australia?
Well, when I did that stupid crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I did that, I didn't know there was 2 females in the house, and there was, and they were the girlfriends of 2 drug dealers that lived at their house, and things went a bit too far and whatnot. But not towards the women, but of course I terrorised them. I did apologise in court, and I did my time for that. I got out for a year, and on the day that I got out, I reoffended. I went out that night in Cronulla, went out to a bar and mistaken identity by 2 bouncers, and one put me in a headlock, the other one smacked me over. I went outside, here's me drunk, taking off my jeans. Everyone was like, what the fuck you doing? And I was like, I need to take my jeans off so I can kick him in the head. And that's what happened, and went and did another 2 years, 4 months because of that.
Right.
And then after that, I got deported. The first time, I filled out the characters test, and I passed that, and I was okay to stay. The second time round, I wasn't. But the second time round, as they solidified a ruling where they had to deport us, and I believe that it was kind of done because there was 9 refugees boats coming in, hundreds of people on them every day. 9 boats coming every day. So I believe they put that law in place where they can send them back to their own country.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't before that.
Yeah, the 501 thing, we'll get into all of that shortly and what it means exactly. But first of all, like, going back a little bit, so the home invasion, what was your sentence for that?
6 years, served 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
So 6 years on the top, so there's a 2-year parole period and a 4 years serve prison time for.
Yeah. Can you imagine how terrifying that is? Like seeing you and a couple of others, you know. Like,
what do you mean? I was 75 kilos, bro. I walked in there, and the first thing I said, I was almost getting into a fight.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that.
Yeah.
But I was 21.
Yeah.
75 kilos, going into a big world full of proper criminals.
Yeah. So then, when you find out what your sentence is, what's running through your mind at that point?
Well,
I
think after the first year, you come to terms that you can't go to McDonald's and go get a Big Mac. And then after that year, then you start to accept it.
Yeah.
Within that first year, I just couldn't accept it. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't want to accept it. You know.
Oh, so are you mad at yourself for getting yourself in this situation, or is there a perceived injustice that the police or the courts had it in for you?
No, not at all. The system over there is pretty good, awesome. I think they kind of look after the youth, and they kind of look after people like in my scenario where my upbringing was always getting into trouble. So my sentence, I know, but my sentence was kind of like reduced on those I don't know what you call it, statistics.
Oh, is that sort of like they do a thing here in New Zealand called cultural reports?
No.
Is that no?
No, it's not. They don't really have. The system over here is totally different. Over there.
Yeah.
Over there, they know that there's, mate, there's junkies everywhere. Like there's the upbringing for, us youngin' over there. It's a lot different. Yeah.
But okay, so how do you do 4 years incarcerated and then like surely that's a lot of time, a lot of thinking time.
Yes,
a lot of time to do some soul searching. So how do you fuck it up again on the first day out?
Oh no! I was a whole year.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
A whole year later.
Yeah, a whole
okay.
year. So I stayed sober. I stayed sober for about 6 months, and then after that started getting into the cocaine, and then going back out again, drinking and cocaine and ecstasy, and then doing construction work at the same time. I got given a job when I got out of prison, so that was good. And I just stayed at the gym and just smashed it out, more or less. Got up to like 120 kilos, and I guess the alcohol just didn't really agree with me too much.
Yeah, and it must be when you've had a taste of I don't know. I was going to say the good life, but that's probably not the right phrasing. But when you've had a taste of easy money, I guess, of like huge markup on ecstasy pills, it's got to be hard to go and do construction and get $30 an hour or something.
Yeah. But in the drug dealing world, you build connections, and I guess that wasn't really me, to be honest. Because when I did get out, I really stayed on track, and I was going to work every day, waking up at 5 a.m. and going to hit some steel on some slabs, and I guess I just had to kind of like man up. But then, clearly I just got sucked into the alcohol again. Yeah.
Yeah, the alcohol's got a lot to answer for, eh? Not for a lot of people as well, and all sorts of walks of life.
Yeah.
Okay, so your partner who's out here now with your daughter, she's Australian. So you guys met in Australia?
Yes, that's correct.
Did you meet like before you got out after your incarceration or
before?
Before.
Yeah.
So she stuck with you through that.
Yes.
Yeah. What did she make of all that?
Oh, she hated me for it. And her mum and her dad. Yeah, but they love me now. So
Why? Yeah. Why did she? I don't know if this is a conversation you've had with her. Maybe we need to get her on for an episode. But why did she stick with you? Did she believe in you? Is that what it is, or she knew the?
I actually don't fucking know. Why'd you stick with me? I actually don't know.
She just yelled at, I actually don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's cool that she did. I mean, there must have been a lot of, from her side, there must have been a lot of pressure, like, just let this guy fucking rot, move on with your life, this is your chance, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That must be the hard thing about being incarcerated. If you got a partner on the outside, like, you have I don't know how it works, you have everything I know I'm basing on Once We're Warriors, that Cliff Curtis movie Dark Horse, Sons of Anarchy, that's about it. And I think that's all any of us know. But and the jail stuff, same thing, movies and TV. But I'm guessing you have like a visit once a week, or?
Yeah, we're maybe twice a week, or once a week, get your visit, get your phone calls. I was in it's called segregation. It's like a pound. Over here, it's protection.
Protective custody. Why were you?
I wasn't. Over here, it's a segregation. They call it protective custody. Over there, segregation is for the naughty ones, and I did 9 months of that. So you try and talk to yourself in the mirror for 9 months.
So what does that mean exactly? So you're in a solo cell, and you like 23 hours a day.
23 hours a day, yeah. But then your little yard, little 2x4 bloody yard is at the back door. 1 5-minute phone call and a day, and you graduate in steps, and you get your radio, get your kettle, get your TV after your 3rd month, sort of thing. So
good behaviour, you get some more little rewards. I mean, a lot of people with the COVID lockdowns, a lot of people found that really hard in terms of the isolation and stuff. And isolation like that, it's a form of torture in a way, isn't it?
Well, not me. I was on the road then.
But when you're in your own cell with just nothing but your own thoughts for 23 hours a day, what are you doing?
Well, I did some soul searching, to be honest. I read the Quran, I read the Bible, and I read the Dharma, and I felt that the Dharma was most fitting for myself, and that's why I've got a swastika that I designed on my stomach. And that's that represents black and white, the good and bad, 5 realms. 3 jewels. I'm the jewel and the lotus, which was my mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum.
But you're well aware of the connection between the swastika and Nazi Germany, though. And
I am.
So you know it's a provocative tattoo.
Oh yeah. I draw a swastika on the rugby ball in the prison yard, and had a Aboriginal Koori lad. Who the fuck do this? Who the fuck did this? And he goes, I did it. You know what I mean? But everybody knew who I was,
Yeah.
And, I have some Muslims, ask me, well, who is Buddha? Who was Buddha? Just my theory behind it all is that if there is a God, even if there is a God, if I'm morally correct and I'm doing the right thing, I'm sure he's going to accept me.
So you're a smart guy. Like
not really. I can't fucking read.
No. But it seems like you've made some poor choices. But the fact
Dom, everybody makes poor choices. 100%. Some people are just a lot more extravagant than the other.
Yeah. So. When do you find out you're being kicked out of Australia? So you're in Australia from the age of 16, 16ish till when do you get kicked back, deported back to NZ?
It was 10 years. I'm 38 now. 39. So 28 maybe.
Okay.
28. I came back here.
So you're there 12 years and 4 years.
How many? 2 months at the detention centre, and that was horrible. I watched. It's quite sad actually. One of the boys in there, and I slipped in his blood in the bathroom. So and my cellmate gave him the razor, and he's blaming himself, and I'm saying, did he look like he needed a shave? And he said yes. I said, well, you can't blame yourself. You gave him the razor because he looked like he needed a shave. You didn't know he was going to his own throat. The next one was like maybe about 2 weeks later, and don't forget, these guys aren't from Australia. They're the refugees, but because like the guys that can't or who are naughty in the refugee section get sent to the prison section because there's 2 different sections.
Okay.
So these guys were from the refugee section, and then I'm out on the AstroTurf soccer field having a coffee and a ciggy, and guy's hanging himself. Yeah, just off the I don't know. He was hanging himself off something, and then I had all the other boys. There was a couple of different units banging, and they had gym time, and they're banging on the window, boom, 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 boom. Hey, go help him. I stood there, I'm drinking me coffee, and I didn't help him. I don't know why. I just stared at him. You see, stared at him.
Was he still alive at that point?
He was wriggling around. Yes,
Yeah.
he was hanging. And then he eventually stopped wiggling, and a screw came over and cut him down with one of those little hook things. Boom, cut him down. I watched this dude change like multiple colours, like 10 times over. White, purple, red, white, purple, red. He just kept changing colour. So as he's come to, the guy pulls out a shank and starts chasing after the screw that cut him down. The screw ran past me, knocked me, and I spilt my coffee everywhere. So he's quite lucky that he didn't get stabbed and lost his life. But I don't know why I didn't help him.
Yeah, have you thought about that much? Because surely it's
I have.
it's your instinct as a human to.
Yeah. It was
Why didn't you? Were you just like numb, immune to it?
Not really. I've had guns pulled on me, but I wasn't numb then either. You know, I guess I just see that he wanted that way out.
Mm.
You're not going
So
to
you
stop
didn't-
me if I wanted to do something.
Right.
So.
Okay. when have you had guns pointed on you?
In Australia.
All right. Oh yeah. When you went to buy the gun off the Lebanese guy, and
That one another time, yeah.
Yeah.
First time I seen a Desert Eagle was right on my head.
What's a Desert Eagle?
It's a big fucking gun.
Right.
It's a 50 cal. Yeah, it's a beautiful gun.
Is that beautiful? Okay. Is that a police gun or is that a like
No,
a?
it's not it's definitely not a police issue. Yeah.
What's that like? Yeah. Do you shit yourself? Or anything like that?
Well, I tried to defuse the situation. He wasn't
Yeah.
looking for me, thank God. He was looking for my brother. He was in the house, and I just told him, I came to the side of the house, and he pulled it out, put it to my head, and I pretty much said, "You're not going to shoot me. It's 12 o'clock at lunchtime." That's all I said. Yeah.
There's
Arson.
There's,
His name was Arson. And then I seen him in jail too. Whatever happens on the outside stays on there. I was like, no worries.
is prison a rough place? Like when you get into the
Fuck
general.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Can you avoid trouble though, or?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
But there's trouble everywhere, you know? Yeah.
So, you mentioned at the beginning you got into a bit of heroin in jail here. So,
Yes.
so you just like you have it on tin foil and
Yeah,
smoke it,
yeah.
like
Chase the dragon.
spotting oil sort of
Yeah,
thing.
chase the dragon. When
Right.
you put the heat to the foil, the heroin
Right.
starts running away, and that's where you chase the dragon. Have a dart after that.
But you just never hear about heroin anymore. It feels like it's a drug from the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
What was I suppose at that point, if you're incarcerated for 4 years, you just try anything that's handed to you.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess I was like lost. You know, I was so lost. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was going to be.
Yeah, but you had your girl on the outside.
Yeah.
You still had that support.
Yeah, absolutely. I had that support to support my drug habit inside. Yeah, more or less.
She'd send you some money and...
Yeah. And then I started taking over the trade inside. Real funny story, actually.
Oh, like the drug trade inside.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, mobile phones and whatnot, get them in, and had this funny story. I sent out I got some people that work on outside, and I do the groundworks, and they drew me up a little map of a golf course that was next to a prison. And I sent it out to my bro, and he was coming in to bring in a litre of steroids and some heroin and some ice and some marijuana and some buprenorphine, Suboxone, and Subutex, and SIM cards and mobile phones, so the whole package. Here's me sitting in my cell, and my mate's going, "Bro, where am I going?" And I said, "I gave you the map," and I've got the map sitting in front of me on my little, milk carton bloody coffee table. And I'm going, it's next to the trees. He goes, fuck you cunt, there's a bloody 100 trees here. I was like, well, it's next to the bunks, the bunker. And he goes, there's bunkers, there's sandpits everywhere. So, but eventually we got it in.
How do you get it in? Is it corrupt guards or?
Not then.
No.
We didn't have corrupt guards there. It's quite pretty ruthless over there. The guards are pretty fucking staunch over there. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, bro. You'll punch on with those cunts. Yeah. Unlike here. But but they, so we just snuck it in through the tractors, the groundwork machines, and then eventually we've got to wait until it gets stashed, and then eventually it comes into the prison, and there you go, payday, happy days.
There's going to be people listening to this that will find the way that you speak so blasely about all this stuff like quite alarming in a way. But this is your life, right?
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. You know, I'm not going to bend the truth or anything like that. This is what it's been done.
Yeah.
It's done already. Nobody got killed. Nobody. I'm still here. I've got a beautiful family. Beautiful. I'm okay.
Your partner, she could have picked a much easier guy to settle down with. She must really like you.
Yeah. Well, everything happens for a reason, hey? And I believe that I've got 2 beautiful children where I can right my wrongs through. So that's how I see things.
And how's your mental health now? And how has it been when you've been incarcerated? Like, you've seen some shit.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to deal with it, I suppose. You just got to deal with it. My mental health is not the best right now because of what I've been going through in the past 2 months and past 3 years. It's not the best, but I'm still coping. I still know what to do. You know what I mean? And some days I just go on flight mode and just get the job done. Because if you don't get the job done, you're not going to pay your rent. You're not going to pay your bills.
Yeah. There's a quote I saw from it's just some dumb thing on Instagram from Kevin Hart, and he was like, you can be depressed and you can lie in bed all day, but the sun's going to come up and the sun's going to go down without you, whether you're there or not. So you may as well just get up and do it. Is that what you mean by flight mode? Just getting through the day on autopilot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so so were you one of the sort of first wave of the group that we know as 501s? Were you one of the early ones?
Quite early. Yeah.
You can. There's been so much reported about this, but you can sort of see why the Australian government wanted you to be someone else's problem, right?
Absolutely.
So you went over there as a teenager, you ran amok, caused a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, and it sounds like they're harder done by than what you are, but yeah. So you're one of the. How many 501s are there in New Zealand?
I couldn't say, but I would say there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I go downtown, when I'm going to the White Lady, 11 o'clock at night, and I'll probably see 10 501s sitting at the bus stop.
How do you know? How do you know the 501s?
I'm that guy. I'll go say hello. I was there once, so I'll pull over. Maybe I might have a joint in my pocket, might have a cigarette, and I'll go and join them. Have a yarn.
And just what's the reason for doing that? Just to
see how they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish someone did that for me.
Because what happens? So you get sent to New Zealand, and a lot of these guys they may have been born in New Zealand, but a lot of them moved over there as babies, right? So they've actually got no sort of like roots in New Zealand.
No roots, no help, no nothing. Yeah. We get sent here on a condition with $500. I didn't get $500, but you got to go here. They say, you go to Prisoners Aid, and Prisoners Aid will help you out. Dude, it took me about 6 months just to get a bank account. And if that lady is watching, thank you very much, because that was the only way that I could get my ID. So I was a missing person. For about 6 months I was a missing person. I hassled this lady at ANZ Meadowbank in Remuera every freaking week. Every week. Please, can I have a bank account? Please. And she got so sick of me. She gave me the fucking bank account. No shit. So if you're watching or you're listening, lady, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, that's what bank? ANZ?
ANZ, yes. Remuera.
Oh, that's really kind. Was it an act of kindness, or you just think you wore her down?
I think she just got sick of me. I wore her down. I'm that guy. Yeah, I'll wear you down until I get what I want.
So so you get back to you land in New Zealand. Then what? So are you flown here on like under police guard or anything?
Yeah. So I wasn't really my brother, my best friend. One of my best friends.
Holmes?
Yes, that's correct.
And he was a street fight, and he got killed with a machete to the head.
A sickle, yes. Yeah. So that happens, and I was on the phone before he ran up that driveway to him and my family on that night. I was talking to him, because I was at the detention centre, so we were allowed mobile phones. Talking to him and love you cuz, can't wait to see speak to my brother, speak to my sister, speak to my other cousins and family, and then off he went, and then that happened. It was quite a surreal, I don't know, it was quite out of it. I felt like it was like his spirit went into me, because I held all my shit together. My whole family was distraught. They were a fucking train wreck. And here's me trying to talk to them and try and calm them down because everyone's screaming in the background and howling and whatnot. I felt like he came into my body, and I felt like he spoke through me. I know this is a bit out there, and I know I've smoked heroin and whatnot. But
you went on heroin. No.
Yeah, but I honestly felt like he came into me and he spoke to my family through me, because I don't know how I was coping. And it wasn't until the next morning, 9 o'clock, I crashed on the fucking floor and just sobbed, And then I got up, I went and seen the screws, and I said, you need to get me on the next plane. They didn't really know what was going on, so I punched the guy who was closest to me, punched him over, and I said, get me on the plane now. The
guy closest to you isn't another one of the...
One of the inmates, yeah.
Inmates, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so they get you out of there. Then you just fly back on like an Air New Zealand or a Qantas plane? Or?
Yeah, I got someone to bring me in some Xanax because I wasn't coping.
Yeah.
So I just had Xanax on the flight. I had four security travel with me to New Zealand.
Four people just for you?
4 screws, yeah. So, yeah, I had bang, 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 bang sitting next to me. Gave me a glass of water. I was on Xanax, so I fell asleep straight away. Got to New Zealand, woke up with the same cup of water in my hands, came through the airport. The biggest motherfucking islanders come and approach me at the airport, take me to a back room and try and get some info out of me. I told them, suck my dick and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Like what sort of info? What do you mean?
I don't know. Yeah, it's all to do with this.
But you weren't in the headhunters at that point.
No,
you just had family that were.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I got out from the airport, I had my grandmother, my brothers and sisters, my mother, had everybody there waiting for me. So that was nice.
Okay, so you're one of the lucky ones then. So you had some sort of family support.
Yes, yes, I was very, very, very lucky. Very lucky. So then after that, I got picked up. They picked me up. We went for a feed out to Mount Talbot, some noodle house over there. Noodle house in Mount Talbot, and then they dropped me off Clubhouse out east, and I got drunk there with my family, and I on his body in the coffin. I remember trying to pull the blanket off his coffin and looked up and it was trying to steal his blanket. I said, sorry, cuz. Gave it back, and then to him, carried his body into the hearse that morning, and then that's when I felt like my life went to shit, and he got to better his life, and he just became such a big impact for a lot of people, especially our family, because he was just a solid rock. And because he made that change, he was making other people make that change too, and just on a real positive note. I'll be in my jail cell in prison, messaging him on Facebook. I got a jail Facebook account somewhere there, and he always just kept.
Is he sort of considered like inspirational at the time because had been through, a drug addiction journey or whatever, and had cleaned himself up?
Yeah, well, I guess we all try and encourage each other.
Yeah,
we all do. We all, that's what brothers are for. You try and pick your brother up and just try and encourage him to do more or less. Yeah, have a job, have a license, and have a motorcycle.
Right.
It's the MC motorcycle club at the end of the day, and that's my people go, oh, da 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 da. It's like, dude, I love bikes. I fucking love bikes. I remember sitting on Fat Boys when I was a kid and see a Hell's Angel driving around and sitting, you'd be like, fuck, and now look, you'll think he was a mythical bloody unicorn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how we were. It was very rare back then to see...
On the surface, that seems very noble. Like, to be a member, all you need is a job.
No, it's just being responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's all becoming a made man, more or less. So, like, you got those 3 little simple things. You're a made man. You can go wherever you want. You can do what you can because you've got a job. You got your license, so you're legitimate on the road.
But and the members, like, do you are you discouraged from like using Class A drugs, or are you tested, or no? Is it sort of like personal choice and responsibility?
Everybody gets tested wherever they go. Yeah.
Right, but if it's found out like you're using meth, Like, do you get told off by someone in the hierarchy in the gang?
Well, I'll tell you off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so you try and look out for each other and keep each other good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You always got to have your brothers back.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't see it. Like, you could be in a rugby team and someone's falling off the rails, you know? You're going to pick them up. You're going to tell them, hey, bro, what are you doing? Stop it. You know what I mean? Like, this is not good for you. You know that too. It's not good for your family. It's not good for anybody. So, yeah, I just, you know, I'm 38 years old, 39 in September. So this is, I'll speak for myself, and this is what I want to achieve. I want everyone to be great. You know?
In what way?
My whole family was fucked. My whole family. So here's me with no money. Here's me with a family that's all broken. And here's me not knowing what to fucking do. I'm in no power with anything. I actually had no idea what to do. You know, like having to ask my younger brother if I could live with him. You know, and then I had an auntie and uncle that took me in, and I stayed in Meadowbank. But yeah, I guess, yeah, and then I guess my little brother was smoking meth at the time, and then I just jumped on that little bandwagon, and you kind of just coop up into your little bedroom and just do whatever the fuck you're doing. You know, I go to drawing. I like to draw, so I would draw and do stuff. Yeah, it was a real hard space. Had no job, and then I met this guy, and he was installing insulation. Shitty job in the roof and under the floor. So I started doing that, and then one day I got sick of what I was doing, and then that's when I chose to change my life around and start training, because I already done it before, so I'll do it again. And that's what helped me in prison, was the training and you know, just
discipline and structure.
Being in a routine, I suppose. So then I just ran there. I ran there every morning. Woke up, ran there. After work, ran there, and did all the boxing classes. And then all of a sudden, I'm having a fight at the end of the year. And then that's how I got to reap my rewards, was to be just doing the right thing, to be honest. Yeah.
And you did end up in trouble back here, right? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
This was a police raid in October 2020.
Yes.
There were some gun charges.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
I had 2 pistols under floorboards, so I didn't have access to them. I had to break my floorboards to get the pistols, but just because of my own paranoia, and you know, a little bit of a family feud, I had those for protection, as my family had some people rock up to the house, and I had those in my closet. Yes.
But before this was October 2020. No charges in New Zealand before that.
No.
So you'd done some dodgy shit, but you just never been. So at this point, so this was October 2020. Had your partner moved back? She was in here with you.
She was at the house then. Yeah, it was quite daunting.
So you were quite daunting. How do you mean?
Well, fucking something gave me a reason. Like something, I had this feeling. I had this feeling, and the Waitakere bush, the Waitakere Ranges is right off our back deck, you know. So, yeah, I thought maybe I should go hide these in the bush for some strange reason, and then, you know, I've always got that sixth sense about me, and before I knew, I had the task force running down the side of my house, and then they walked all the mud through my house, but yeah. Task
force as in, like armed defender squad sort of thing.
Yeah. I believe it was CIB back then.
Right.
It wasn't Cobalt. Cobalt wasn't formed then.
What's Cobalt?
Cobalt is the criminal task force.
Okay. Yeah. And like how many people?
At least 20.
Right. And they're not knocking on the door. They.
There was a boom 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 boom.
Right.
Yeah. We
and
answered
then
just
the door. Shouting and yelling.
Yeah. I answered the door. Yeah. I didn't think anything was going on. I didn't, because I knew I'd done nothing wrong. But what I did do is I broke my finger. So I took my gun, and I did some target practice in the bush to see if my bloody hand still worked, and the recoil wasn't doing the best job with my broken finger. And I posted that up on my Instagram, and that was the aftermath.
Right.
Yeah.
So God, what's that like for your partner? Like when there's police coming through your house and it's just, I don't know, it must be terrifying, just the intensity of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And they turn your place upside down, or are they quite respectful with things, or are they... No,
definitely not. They smash the place.
It's kind of like they don't want you to be part of this lifestyle, so they're making it look as unattractive as what they can.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and they make your life real hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you
and
get
they
that,
get
eh?
paid. They get paid to do it. You know what I mean? So you can't blame them. But when it gets a little bit personal, you know, you got to kind of stand your ground and say enough's enough, bro. Like fucking just cut it out.
Yeah. Okay, so then you get taken away and you're just 4 months in jail? 4 months in jail on remand and then home detention, is that right?
I actually can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting this from some just a Google search and some court reports. Yeah. But there was in January 2022. So the police raid and the guns, that was October 2020. In January 2022, so like 16 months later, glowing report from the judge.
Yes.
Like it was basically strong commendation for turning your life around and the work you've done on yourself.
I was in the process of doing all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
During COVID, I got the key to my business the day of the lockdown. So that's why I said I was travelling around on COVID, because here's me going, fucking hell, I got the shop rent to make and I want to get my shop steady and ready, and I did all that during COVID, and I just snuck down there and closed the gate and painted the walls and did what I had to do to make ends meet, you know. Put my hand in my own pocket, and I remember I was working for a mate of mine doing construction, and because I had a construction background from Australia, I brought that here and I was running the plans and whatnot. And I remember over here, you guys, you know, all your construction workers are pretty tough because you work in the rain. Over in Australia, we don't work in the rain, bro. So here's me digging a bloody hole and the water's just going back. I'm flicking this water out, the water's going back inside. I turned to my mate and I was like, fuck this, bro. I'm going to do something. You know, I'm going to do something else. He goes, what are you going to do? Until this day, he goes, fuck, I'm proud of you, bro. I'm so proud of you. He goes, I remember that time when you said that you're going to do that, and you fucking did it, and you fucking look at you now. Yeah.
So your business is like a bike shop? You sell and repair motorbikes?
Just repair, servicing. I didn't know what to do. So then my cousin over in Australia said, how about you do this? There's guys over here making big money for detailing bikes. So here's me. I utilised that because I'm in the MC. I utilised that and started cleaning the boys' bikes, and that's how I make it.
Well, there's going to be no doubt a lot of cynical people.
But I'm doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Listening to this or watching this, that'll go, oh, he must be like washing money, or it must be stolen bikes, or a chop shop, or whatever.
Absolutely, I get it all the time, bro.
Yeah,
I get it all the time. The thing is, like, what's the funny thing, right? I could sit at home all week and I can eat noodles and save up for a nice dinner at Soul Bar. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's what I do. People don't see the struggles that my partner and I went through, sitting there eating our bloody... So we're sitting at one end of the table, here's me sitting at the other, we're cracking up because we know exactly what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get myself on my feet and try and establish something, and my cousin's going, fuck, bro, you're doing it well. And then I'm Googling, Jess Car Power Lock and all this sort of stuff, all the best stuff to use and get the best buffers, repairs. Fuck, they're like $1,600 each, $16,000 for my van, paid cash for that, Otahu. And I just worked my way until I got the van, and then I started picking on the bike shops. Cruise up to the bike shops, hey, yo, I'm going to wash these bikes. Like, hey, what are you doing? So I'm going to make some money.
so when you say you paid 16,000 cash for your van, like a wad of cash.
Yep, all the cash that I saved up from cleaning the bikes, yeah.
You understand how dodgy that looks.
Yeah, but then again, that rule didn't apply back then.
Yeah, right. Oh, the money laundering.
Yeah.
Rule. Yeah. But you got that money through
washing bikes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I could charge you $500 to wash your bike.
Okay.
It'd take me about 5 hours. Yeah, I'll pick it up. Yeah.
So they pay in cash,
but this is what I mean. The boys are gonna help me out and
Yeah.
And try and get me established. I don't think I had a bank account then.
So and it's just not your job or your place to ask how they got that money.
I don't care.
No.
It's only $500. I got $500 in my pocket now. You know?
Yeah.
But in saying that, that's none of my business.
Yeah.
But now it is. You know, if I'm accepting $3,000 cash, you know, I got my account seized and whatnot. When I started my business, and they're going, oh, all this cash funds, can you explain all this? And I was like, dude, we've got a cash nesting. Like, we're allowed to have this cash nesting. This is my business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've got to do what we've got to do and make ends meet.
Right.
So, but we still pay our taxes and we still do everything, and all my paperwork's legit. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's now, and it's a learning process. Hey, guess what? I paid $30,000 for the first 2 years in GST. Does it? You know what I mean? Like, nobody taught me how to do that. Now GST, now the taxman's paying me $1,000. You know what I mean? So here's me paying $2,000. I remember paying $2,800 every 2 months for the GST bills. I was like, freaking hell! What a waste of money, because I didn't know how to do it. You know?
You must be. Do you feel proud of yourself when you're like learning all these little business
Absolutely.
things? And
When people say, "How did you do it?" You know my answer? I don't know. I just fucking did it. As simple as that. How'd you do this? I just did it. You just got to do it, and you learn it on the way. Yeah, I paid $30,000 GST. Like, you know what I mean? That could have all been mine because the you know. I'm generating $700,000 just on a little shop out west.
Wow. Well, good for you. Good for you. And what's your relationship like with the police nowadays?
Shit.
Yeah.
They fucking hate me. They really hate me.
Is this just you, or is this just like gang members and anyone that's got a patch?
Gang members in general, but
Okay.
then it's just become it's really become a personal. Yeah. I slander them on social media, and this has been going on for a couple of years now. And about 3 years ago, they're just going, Calen, just stop. So then I stopped. But then they come smack me over again, so then I start up again.
What do you mean they smack you over again?
Like, just do dumb shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like pull you
Come
over,
raid
just
me,
keep you on a real short leash.
Raid my house for driving offences.
Right.
I mean, come on.
When was the last time your house was raided?
Last month. My whole family got pepper sprayed. My partner's mum was over from Australia. I got a 7-month-old baby. You know, she could have died from the pepper spray. They pepper sprayed my dog. I got a band dog, a big Mastiff pit bull. I got a French bulldog. The whole house was pepper sprayed, and I had surrendered myself already. You know, but the peasantry of everything is just beyond me. How they get their intel is just incorrect. So if I'm posting up a video of Uncle Ling, a masked man driving around on a beach on my device, and post it up on my social media, how the fuck is that me? I'm not going to give my bro to fucking have a row, play with my IG or play with my personal belongings. Like, it just doesn't. I don't roll like that.
Yeah. So Uncle Ling, that's like an Instagram account you've got.
Yes.
It's like a character you do, sort of dressed like the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a clown dictator's mask.
Right. Right.
So.
Oh yes. So okay. So when the police raided your house last month, like what did they? So they take you into the station for questioning, or?
Yeah.
And then what?
Time to get fucked. Yeah.
But what do they find in your house? Is there like a bag of weed, like a stash of cash, or
unprescribed weed?
Okay.
Yeah, unprescribed weed, and I don't have much cash.
Right.
Well, probably like $7,000. Everything is legit. I'm not rich. I may look rich. I drive rich cars, but they're all financed. You know, I just do everything right. So what? I like to drive a nice car. So what? I want to feel good. I've never felt good my whole life.
Yeah.
So if I'm allowed to, like, if I have the opportunity to make myself feel good and buy a fresh pair of shoes, I'm going to do so. You know, and I take great pride in myself. You know, I've owned this T-shirt since Connor died, which is 10 years old. You know.
What does it say? What does it say on the front?
Well, it's just.
Oh, it's a you know
Rest
easy, Connor. Yeah.
So all the members wore this, and I wasn't a member. So, but when I became a member, one of my close brothers gave me the T-shirt. You know, because he felt that it was more fitting for myself. So, yeah, I'm good at recycling clothes.
So I know that family for you. It's a brotherhood thing, but the path of least resistance would be just to hand your patch in, and
then that's when they win.
Yeah.
I'm a fighter, mate. I'm a warrior. You know.
Yeah, but what about your family?
My family's fine. But that's what I mean. That's why I want to bring up these like the peasantry of, okay, fair enough if I was selling drugs, fair enough if I was running amok and causing some violence on innocent bystanders. I'm not. I get raided because my mate had a Can-Am, and I like things with motors, so I asked him, hey bro, can I take that Can-Am on the beach please? He goes, yeah bro, of course. Here's me thinking I'm doing nothing wrong. Take it out onto the beach, and then my bros are driving us around on the bloody thing, and then here's me getting raided because I don't have a driver's license, but I wasn't driving. Somebody else driving.
Do you have it worse than some of the other Headhunters members, do you think?
I believe so, because I'm a smart ass.
Right.
But
you're antagonised.
Yeah,
There's a thing on your Instagram page. Looks like you were pulled over a couple of weeks ago by some young Asian cop.
Yeah. I wasn't pulled over.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, that cafe there is the one where they all go. So everybody that raids my house and kicks over my door and, beats me up, they literally beat me up. I've been knocked out by them and everything. So I went to their cafe, and that's why they picked on me. This guy comes out of nowhere, parked me in, and then started being a dick.
Mm.
A 0 is a 0. With a line in it, An O is an O. It's really not that hard.
In terms of the number plate you had.
Exactly. Just come correct, and then I won't be a dick. If you want to be a dick, I'm going to give you a dick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but I'm a strong believer in standing my ground, and if you're being a fucking dick, I'll give you a dick back.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough.
And not only that, maybe when I go to court, I can use that as a bargaining tool. I can take it down,
Have you got a court case coming up?
Yeah, I've got heaps of court cases. I've
Really?
got like 20 charges.
What for?
Driving.
Oh, right.
They won't leave me alone.
Right, okay, so they're just trying to get you on...
I got done for just being a disqualified driver, and I'm getting done for evading police and driving a motor vehicle on a scooter. Do you know how many lime scooters there are on the road?
There's a million in Auckland.
Yeah, do you know how many kids are like cruising around on lime scooters?
Yeah.
Not Calen. I get arrested, thrown in jail, get my house raided, and deal with the consequences. But guess what? You guys are paying for it. Or you guys that think that you guys are legitimate citizens or whatnot, or whatever. I consider myself as a legitimate citizen. I just got a patch on my back.
Yeah.
I do everything right. I do everything by the book. But you don't see their houses getting raided and kicked over and get thrown and beaten up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because, they're riding around on a lime scooter. But that's what happened with me.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of reports in the media, because there's recently been a change of government. So we've had Labor for 6 years, and now it's National. And there was talk that Labor was too soft on gangs. That was a big sort of media thing. In your impression, has there been a change since the government changed, and from your perspective, has it always been tough?
It started when Labor was in.
Okay.
That cobalt started when Labor was in. Luxon's just making himself look cool. But in all honesty, bro, how about we target and how about we look after our youth and give them the resources and the tools that they need to not become so aggressive towards police like myself. My son's supposed to look up to these guys. So I got my license back last week. My son goes to his mum, I don't want to be raided again. So then Mum told me, and I had to sit down with my son. I said, well, son, we're not going to get raided again, because if we do the right thing, they won't come. He goes, okay, Daddy.
How old's your son?
He's coming on to 6. How's this? The next morning I take my son to school. 2 detectives that hate me pulled me over. Where the hell did you come from? You know what I mean? Pulled me over, and I ducked into a service station. That's what I do, because I feel like I need a camera on me at all times for my protection. So I pulled into the Z station. They pull up behind me. I said, bro, I've got my kid in the car. I'm dropping him off to school. I go, what's going on? He goes, have you got your license? I said, yes, I do. Pulled out my license, gave it to him. I said, yep, all good, got my license back. Okay, I'm leaving. We're all good? He goes, no, we're not. I said, am I under arrest? He said, no, you're not. I said, okay, well, I'm leaving. He goes, if you leave, Calen, I'm going to arrest you. I said, bro, just let me fucking take my kid to school and then do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, what's your fucking problem, bro? 15 minutes he held me there for, because legally they're allowed to hold you for 15 minutes. But he held me there for 15 minutes. My son had the worst 2 days of his life at school, those days. My son has a teacher's aide also. You know what I mean? So he's the only one in his class that has a lady standing next to him 24/7 at school because of all of this.
Was it because behavioural issues, or is he
ADHD?
Yeah.
He had behavioural issues, but now he's just doing he's doing an amazing job.
Okay.
He's growing so much. But then boom, this is like that was like all this hard work that we put into him, and it got him into soccer and everything and whatnot, and he's just, you know, he's like blooming. But that happens, and then that's a massive setback. So now I'm having to deal with him as he is now, and it's just everything's gone aggressive, and he hates everybody. He goes mute. You know, and here's me trying to do the right thing, and Olivia, you know, my partner's telling me, fuck, da-da-da-da. I was like, bro, like, they should have known as well. Like, just give me the common courtesy. If you are suspecting me on driving on a beach illegally, and don't forget, it's just a misdemeanor. Like, the maximum sentence I could get is community service, go pick up some rubbish off the ground. I do that anyhow. But how about come and knock on my door? How about knock on my door? I'll give you the keys. Why'd you have to cause tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage, sawing my bloody fences down? You know, I've got big steel gates. They got sawing it down. Took all my cameras, took all my stuff, like iPads. I've started a new business, West Coast Imports. I'm going to be importing cars and bikes mainly to fix up and get them on the streets over here, and I'll be making good profit there, and another clothing line called Eshe the label, you know, from where I want. And I suppose Uncle Ling is just, he's that guy that I want to be, but I can't, because legally you can't be that guy.
Yeah.
You can't be a troublemaker. You know what I mean?
A shit stirrer.
Shit stirrer,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's, you know, I found Uncle Ling mask. My son found it at the Avondale markets. We go treasure hunting. That's our thing every Sunday morning. Go to Avondale markets and go treasure hunting. And then we got the Parliament walking down and the police being bullies and bullying us over. I've got another IG video of that too, me screaming at the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Because they want to come over there when it suits them. Yeah. You know?
So when things are happening, like the police pulling you over on your way to your way to the school drop off, like what are you wearing? Because I asked you to wear the patch today. What do you normally wear it, or do you only wear it for like gang functions?
I used to wear all my stuff like on a daily basis, because that's just how every day we just wore it. We never get any hate. I never get any hate. You know, if you hate me, people just keep to themselves. Some people I'll say hello, but but majority of the time, because I got the business, I try not to wear my stuff. But then now, because I got this hate-love relationship with the police, it's kind of like...
Well, it seems like it's a hate-hate relationship.
Yeah. Well, they love me and hate me because they're trying to get me, they're trying to get to bed with me, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. It's just gone real personal. It really, really has. You know what I mean? And I want it all to stop. Come after me if I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Not trying to, not you know, borrowing some bloody toys for my brothers to drive around my kids in, because that's all that happened.
Yeah, and I get all that, and I know it's a matter of principle, and I can understand that, and I can understand how infuriating it'd be. But wouldn't it be easier for you, your partner, and your kids just to toe the fucking line? You know what I mean? Not an option. Oh God! Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you're committed.
What the fuck is going on there?
Okay, yeah.
But it's like like being in a rugby club, I'm in an MC. I'm in a motorcycle club. There's no difference. There's no difference. You got good and bad people everywhere, bro. Honestly, you know.
Oh, listen, I'm aware of that. And that's something I was thinking about today. There's plenty of people that masquerade as good people that are doing like atrocious things. One person that comes to mind, this is real old school, but a guy called Graham Capel, who was the leader of the Christian Heritage Party. He used to be on TV all the time, like telling people off for moral things. Turns out he's a paedophile, and he did a lot of time. So, and then there's people like you who beat
up pedophiles. Beat up pedophiles. we used to have these good screws, right? And the pedophiles and that will be in a different section, and the rapists and whatnot. And then the screw will come up to me. The door's open. The door's open. So you got to run through the office. 1 door, 2 doors. There's 2 doors. And we go for Hail Mary. If they don't like me.
No, but I suppose the point I was saying by using this guy, Graham Capel from the Christian Heritage Party as an example is like, here's a guy that put on the front of a upstanding member of the community and he was a piece of trash.
Vale. Look at that shit, man. Like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? And it's still fucking happening and the government still lets it happen. Get fucked. Hey, bro, like, come on. Go after those cunts.
Yeah.
Go after those people ruining people's lives. We don't ruin people's lives. We uplift people. Get into the gym. Get off the drugs. You know what I mean? Get a job. Get a bike license, get a motorcycle so you can ride around with your brothers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And go have a bloody nice meal somewhere and have a beer and have a yarn and catch up for the week. And that's all we do. That's all I do. Hey, brother, how's it going? How are you, bro? Big hug, big cuddle. And we, how about we go get some dinner? I don't know what the fuck my bro's doing. We've all got our own different lives. You know, but nobody tells me what to do. You go over there, you go sell some drugs. You go over there, you go beat them up. You go over there and do this. Gloria Vale does that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a crime.
Yeah. Should members of the public be fearful of gang members? So if you walk down the street and there's like a group of 3, 4, 5 guys with patches on, you know, should you turn the other way? Should you cross the road?
No, it's probably best to just say hi. Yeah, just be
Yeah.
hi. That way they're going to say hi back.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I feel. Well, that's how I feel in Auckland, anyhow.
So
I get a lot of love. I get a lot of respect
Yeah.
out where I live. Heaps of respect. Everybody loves, well, not everybody, but a majority of my neighbours love me. You know, I look after who I can, and I do right by everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I have this thing, it's like, if I'm righteous, then I'm righteous. So if you're being a dick and you fuck up or you do something wrong, maybe I might take your watch off you. You know what I mean? Like,
psych, not even wearing a watch today.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You wouldn't have to take it off me. I would give you my watch. Yeah,
I'm not out here to be a bully or terrorise the public and whatnot. And then, like, even with the police, I stay out of their way, but they always get in my way.
Yeah, is that sort of... Yeah, I mean, I know this is just your story and you don't want to speak on behalf of the gang, but is the gang discouraged from you just fucking with members of the public?
I
No.
I don't even know how to answer that because we don't even roll like that.
Yeah.
Of course, we're a bit outrageous on our motorcycles and weave in between traffic. But I mean, if you just stay in your lane, I'm pretty sure you're going to be okay.
Yeah. Because there's been like some stuff in the media the last couple of years when there's like a gang member gets killed or dies and there's a funeral and all the gangs sort of get together. First of all, what's that about? I thought you all hated each other.
I think in those circumstances, it's like kind of Tapuwe. You just show respect.
It's just like a truce.
There's people that we don't get along with and this and that. Everybody does. Everybody has that. But at the same time, you're going to have somebody who's one of your bros and they're going to have a family member over there. Does that make, you know what I mean? Like, so in some sense, like, yeah, your beef is your beef. If you've got a fucking problem, get upstairs, punch it out, and get over it. Shake hands and fuck off.
Why can't there be like a permanent truce between the gangs? Wouldn't it be easier if you're like, hey, listen, we're all in gangs. We all like motorbikes.
Oh, I would like it to be that way. Yeah.
So who?
Imagine all of us sticking together and telling the police to fuck off. Because I'm pretty sure we could. Even though I was sent to Australia and whatnot, I'm very patriotic. I love New Zealand. We're so blessed to be here. We're so lucky to have this. But I've seen us growing up in this time, and then 5 years ago it was not a big problem. 5 years later, to be doing a burnout is the worst crime you could do. Like, I'm just like, wow, you're gonna kick my door in over that? Pepper spray my dog? Oh, don't worry, the pepper spray doesn't affect dogs. My dog's dribbling everywhere, bro. My dog's dying.
Yeah.
It's a fucking dog, mate.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah.
And then guess what?
I'm trying to...
And then here's me, one of them kicked my dog, he went flying, my French bulldog, went flying. And all I said, you kicked my fucking dog, cunt. So then I got my head pushed down, one officer comes in from the side, boom, knocks me out. What the fuck's that? I got scars on my fucking forehead from him. What the fuck's that? But you know what I mean? I keep my mouth shut. I just keep my mouth shut. Because it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go running and snitching on the fucking police and this and that, But it's coming to a stage now, I'm just saying, nah, get fucked. Enough's enough.
Well,
you know what I mean? Here's me trying to fucking fight the ground or fight them through the court system.
Can't you go to the PCA or something, the Police Complaints Authority? And
I can.
Yeah.
I can, and that will be happening, but I'm being so suppressed that I can't even get to that stage. So I'm trying to get all my court dealings out of the way, and then all these IPCA forms will be coming through.
Okay.
But then not only that, they keep changing the squad. So 6 months, there'll be like a turnover, or maybe a year, there'll be a turnover. So I'm dealing with this officer, I'm dealing with this sergeant, I'm dealing with this big top dog, and then all of a sudden it changes, so then I've got to introduce myself to all the top dogs again. I don't know what the fucking hell, mate. Just look at my file.
Yeah.
Do your job properly. You know, the system's not even updated, and here's me getting arrested on the side of the road, leaving all my shit behind. I don't, like, you know what I mean? And I go to jail for me to get out bail the next day. For what? Because your system wasn't updated?
Yeah. So they
you guys want to do shit, like, you guys want us to be correct and all this? How about you guys do the same thing?
So they're just kind of trying to poke the bear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not illegal to post. It's not illegal to have freedom of speech. Like, that's all legal. And that's all I've done. So what? I'm passionate about. Fuck you for trying to ruin me. I'll ruin you on social media too. And then these guys are going above their pay grade and looking at on their own social media accounts. We can see all that. I can see it all. Everybody can see who looks, and everybody can see who's doing this and that. And there they are on their own social media accounts, looking and acting above their lawful duties. And so then we find that out, and we expose them. Hey, look at this dumb person. Well, because you want to do this, how about we just show everybody what you're doing? Oh, because you want to pull me over, how about I just show everybody what you're doing? Because right now, I'm going to go home. When you lock me up and I get out get bail the next morning, I'm still going home. After all of this, I'm going to be picking up some rubbish, maybe, if they don't drop the charges, maybe I might be picking up some rubbish for fucking 200 hours. Good for me, I get away from my crazy son.
Crazy son.
He's always trying to fight me, get me to bloody play soccer with him.
Your partner, when we were chatting just before the podcast, she mentioned just about how well liked you are in your neighbourhood where you live.
Yeah.
But it must. Then she said that some of the neighbours bring you meals and dinners and stuff like that. What do they think when there's like 10 police cars in the street and
they drop off care packages straight up? They're dropping off care packages. Like, we're just normal civilians, local civilians, trying to do our best. I got a patch on my back. That's the only problem. That's the only issue. And I just feel sorry for my family for going through what they go through, all because of a suspicious driving act. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit uncalled for. It's a little bit extreme. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure a police officer's gone 55k an hour. I'm pretty sure they've gone on a beach. I'm pretty sure they've seen their children or their nephews cruising around on a beach on a quad or cruising around. How come they're not getting their doors kicked down? How come, like, a child doesn't have a bloody license? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could go out to the beach where I was at and I could see 10 people. We can go out there right now, there'll be 10 people with no license driving around out there. I wasn't driving though.
Yeah. Well, I think there'll be, you know what, they're still listening to this, there might be two sorts. There'll be some people, maybe a small number though, that have like real sympathy for you. And there will be a big bunch of people that'll be pleased to hear the police are making your life difficult, because there is a perception that the police go easy on the gangs, or they're scared of gangs.
I deserve everything that I have. I deserve everything that I get because I worked hard for it. I'm sorry, but that's a them problem. I don't care about what anybody thinks of me, to be honest. I stay in my lane. I go to work. I look after my family, and I ride my bikes with my boys and catch up with them.
Yeah,
I'm not going out there like causing trouble and beating people up and going out. You know, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
You just want to keep your nose clean and avoid being incarcerated again.
Yeah, absolutely. But we got the police trying to make it hard.
And
they don't want you to. They don't want us to be happy. I can tell you, I'm very happy.
And are you? I don't know how. I think you are, but I don't know how you can be happy with this chaos going on around you. Like, there's got to be a chip on you.
I'm very happy to an extent.
Yeah.
I get a little bit like down and hard on myself when I do think about what consequences it has on my family. But at the same time, on the level of peasantry, I will keep fighting that fight. If you know, like, if I smacked over your brother or something, then maybe that might be a different story. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not doing that.
But you're not involved in any violence now. And if you're subjected to a piss test, you're clean. You're not taking any Class A's. Yeah.
I'll be clean. Should we do one?
no, thanks.
Yeah.
You can take your urine away with you.
No, I'm clean. You only find cannabis, and I'm legally allowed to smoke that. Have a tea.
Hey, you've been so generous with your time today. It's been really cool. How's this been for you? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good to get stuff off my chest. Like I said, I'm not trying to broadcast my life or make it glamorous or anything like that, because, you know, it's not as glamorous as people may seem. But I am just a normal person who's just getting by my life. Don't just excuse the gold chain. This is going to be my house deposit one day. So, you know, this is how I like to do.
What would your message be to, like, any, say you had some nephews or whatever that were thinking about joining the gang? Would you discourage them, or?
You want to fight?
Eh?
You want to fight?
Me?
Nah, them.
Oh, them?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's what you're up against.
I just about shat myself there when you said No, it's good. Here, take my watch. It's a Garmin GPS one. So you'd sort of discourage them, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go get a job. Well, like, you don't. Yeah, what's happening right now is not okay. What's happening right now is not okay.
Because from what you've explained, it's like the bad stuff, the downside outweighs the good side of being involved in a gang. You know, you get the get the brotherhood.
Things are just changing. Like, I'm talking about changing in the past 2 years, 3 years. It's just really flipping a different leaf. You know, it really is. Especially with like certain bikes, for example. You don't exactly have to be in a gang, but if you're riding around on a V-Rod, you know, you're going to have some trouble with the police because they're going to think that you're in a gang. You know. Yeah. It's that whole stigma behind it, but I would love everybody to be on motorcycles, because then we could probably get to the city fast enough. You know, because every car I've seen, there's only one person driving. Yeah. You know,
I've got some questions. I put on Instagram that I was speaking to a gang member today, and I had more questions for you than what I've had for anyone else. So we can whip through these. Some of them you might want to pass on, because you've made it very, very clear this is your story, and you're not like a representative of all gangs or all gang members.
Yep, absolutely.
And I feel like a lot of this we've already covered, but we'll run through these anyway. Why do they like to intimidate people?
I don't. Yeah.
You don't go out of your way to intimidate people. People are just intimidated by.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, no, that's fair enough.
I mean, I'll try and intimidate the police when they're trying to be intimidating towards us. You know what I mean? You know.
I think these are just like members of just friends of mine on Instagram, I guess. Yeah. But you guys are intimidating. Like, when you see some gang members, you're like, oh, you know, you definitely immediately feel sort of on edge a little bit, I guess.
Oh yeah, I got missing teeth.
Oh Jesus, that's intimidating.
That's intimidating. Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Hard out. Fuck you. I'm not that intimidating, but look, I got my legs folded.
Yeah. Should the public be scared of them?
No. Just stay out of the way and let them do what they want to do. You know, don't go policing and shoving your nose in other people's business. You know, because like any other Joe Blow, you know what I mean? Like, nobody,
Anyone that crosses their legs like that is not intimidating. What are you scared of? Someone wants to know.
What am I scared of?
Yeah, like personally.
My son. My son seeing his father being arrested over nonsense, if I want to there's a freedom of, this is a whole breach of our Bill of Rights, a whole breach of our human rights, is you can't tell me what to wear. You know what I mean? You can't tell us, you just can't, you can't. You can't tell me what to say, you can't tell me how to act. But if I'm not hurting anybody and I'm staying in my own lane, then that's me. That's us, that's me, you know?
Yeah, because has that patch, there's been talk about a patch ban, has that come through? Like you're not allowed to wear your patch in public, or you are, or is that a thing?
I believe that's coming in.
Right.
I believe that, anything,
or gang regalia, they call it.
They're gonna start taking it. But then what's gonna happen there? Are they gonna start raiding houses and pulling out the bloody t-shirts that we were wearing that day and destroying little kids' lives? Because majority of us have kids, majority of us have partners. Yes, and it's kind of, you're going too far. I think everything's going too far.
I'm just thinking about your son. So he's going to grow up, for right or for wrong, distrusting the police, hating the police.
He already does.
Yeah.
It sucks. He should be looking for them as help, you know, as role models. I'm his biggest role model, you know.
How do the gangs treat women nowadays?
Pretty respectful.
Yeah.
When I see my bros, when I see my bros, partners and that, I don't even say hello. I'm like, hi. Hey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Women outside,
Yeah. Is it easy to leave the gang if they choose to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every year, everybody gets off. Anybody don't want to be this, and if you want to leave, you can leave.
Yeah.
No hard done by. I still talk to people that have left the club. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Because they want to choose a different lifestyle. I'm just lucky I got a bike shop, and I'm not a banker.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I can live this lifestyle. I can ride around on my bike.
Percentage-wise, how many of the members are in prison or have been to prison?
Quite a lot of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, percentage-wise will be quite high.
Yeah.
I think so, because when the prison over here is a real different kettle of fish, real different. Over here, inmates side to a gang. In Australia, you side to your race. That's why I got Aotearoa around my neck, because we have drama, you know, having to bloody make bloody freaking magazine vest pieces and sharpen some shanks and the bloody, not cool, stabbing a few people with shit. Other races. So it's a race war over there and it's a gang war over here. So it's a little bit different. So then you're going to have more people steering that way from the system towards a gang, because the system's run like that.
So you've only done that small period of incarceration here for when they found the guns in your house. So when you go to jail, are you nervous? Are you like, oh shit, there's some mongrel mob or there's some killer bees? Or
no, they threw me straight into a Black Powers unit.
Oh, did they? Did they? Yeah. And what? And they
Listen, bro, just be respectful, just be a man, stand your ground, and you're going to have no drama. You know, introduce yourself, they introduce themselves, and, you know, you can sort your differences out if there are any. Jump in the cell, sort it out, lose some teeth, you're good to go.
Is that how you lose some teeth?
Yep.
That seems like a big price to pay.
Yeah.
Would you recruit any of your family members into the gang? Oh, I think you answered that before.
I did. I brought my little brother on. But in saying that, it changed his life too, for the better. Now he's a construction worker. Now he's got his license. He's got a bike. He is doing amazing, man. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him.
You're getting emotional just talking about it.
Because
Actually, there's been a couple of times on this chat.
I'm very proud of him.
Yeah.
When you come from the bottom and you work your way up, that's a massive achievement from where we come from. Absolutely.
Thanks for sharing that. That's cool. What does he see as the future of gangs in New Zealand?
Who, my brother or me?
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Fuck knows, it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. Especially for myself. I mean, listen, I'll take the fucking videos down if you just leave me alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that could be a bargaining tool, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do all this IG shit. But then I'm losing money because of it. I get paid because of this. I hope you guys know this too. I get paid as well. I can sign a contract because of all this stuff. You know what I mean? Because of me followers and whatnot. And I just got the police just trying to suppress me and trying to run me down, so I can't be achievable. You know, I can't achieve the things that I want to achieve.
Yeah.
Dude, I anything that I do make, especially with my business, I've got one apprentice, you know, I've got a guy running his apprenticeship through the, you know, through the MIT or whatever it is. You know, I've got a mechanic there who has 35 years experience on motorcycles alone. He's a bloody wizard. I've had every bike shop try and poach my man. You know what I mean? I've got Cobalt, the police officers, saying, pack your stuff, leave, don't come back. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of shit is that, bro? I don't, you know what I mean? I don't go to the cop shop and say, pack your shit and leave, you're fucking shit at your job. Because you got all your intel is wrong. You're accusing me of driving and it wasn't me, you fucking clown. You know? I'm sorry, but yeah.
Yeah, I can understand your frustration, especially if they can never like pin you for anything.
Yeah.
Either you're just like a criminal mastermind that's really...
Just come correct.
Yeah.
Come correct. Hey, you know what? If I smacked him over and and the police came and did you punch him over? I know I'm fucked. I'm going to be like, yeah, I punched him over. You know what I mean? Like, I will take that responsibility. I'll take it. But I'm not going to take anything that I haven't done. No way.
Yeah, yeah, are you an angry dude these days, or are you quite controlled? You seem quite...
I'm very, very, very controlled because I was looking at the police officer who pulled us over in front of my son, and I really wanted to kill him. I really wanted to kill him. The only reason why is because of the conversations that I had before this incident was with my son. I mean, the guy standing next to him, he's not going to be able to stop me. You know? But there's a fine line. You don't need to be harassing me and pushing me to think like that. Why am I thinking like that? Why am I getting harassed that much to be thinking like that? It's not okay. And I know why they're trying to do it. They're trying to make me fuck up. They're trying to make me lose my shit. But once again, I can't let them win. It's just like my colours. They want me to take it off. Once again, I can't let them win.
How do you not snap? Do you count to 10? Do you focus on your breathing?
Well, that day I actually teared my eyes out. I stared at him in the eyes and I had running down my thing. Yeah, because I was holding back. I could hit you very, very hard if I really wanted to.
Or tears just from not blinking, or tears of like frustration?
Tears from frustration.
Right. Yeah, okay.
He's seen it. He read the play.
Yeah.
I told him I'll rip his throat out. And he said, you know, any other officer would have arrested you. I said, I understand that, but you know I don't mean it. This is just how I feel. Yeah,
just venting. How do they feel when one of their members is in court or on the news for illegal activities?
Who's that?
It's just a question from someone on Instagram.
You know, the funny thing is, I don't know what people do in their backgrounds of their lives. I'm so busy with my own life. And life is busy. You got a 7-month, you got a 6-year-old. I got soccer. I got my baby. You know, like I'm on 7 to 7 at the moment as we speak as well. So I got to be home at 7 at night to 7 in the morning.
Like a curfew thing.
Yeah, because of accusations.
Right.
Like just for me to get bail. How does that make sense? Like, yeah. Oh, now that question's gone out the window.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know what? There's a lot more Instagram questions, but I feel like it's we've covered most of it off.
Yeah.
This has been really insightful. I've really enjoyed it. We've been here for like an hour 40.
Oh, shit.
How's it been for you? Has it been cathartic? Are you angry for talking about...
Nerve-wracking. Well, hopefully I didn't say the wrong thing. Fucking hell. I might get raided tomorrow.
Might be what?
I might get... Release it. But, you know, I've kind of channeled my anger and try and channel my emotions. Well, I like to, you know, punch a bag now. Punch a bag. The other day when I had a bit of a hard time, I did some sprints up and down my driveway. I had a guy from Australia send me over a bloody ice bath because he said that it helps. I just jumped into that.
Oh, ice baths are amazing.
Yeah.
How good? 3 minutes? How long did you pussy?
Yeah, I know, but then my mate I was doing a recording, and then he didn't record it, so I had to jump back in.
Oh, yeah, if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen, exactly.
Where do you hope to see yourself in like 5 years, 10 years from now?
Hopefully my daughter's going to give me heaps of grandkids, and I can look after them and just provide for my family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want a happy life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as everyone, eh?
I just want to, yeah. I'm really winning at the moment with my business. It's just really thriving. My crew are just really happy to be there. Everybody just loves and just enjoys going to work. Why so serious? Why so serious? You don't need to be so serious. Just enjoy life. Enjoy it. And if it comes at a cost by doing a so-called burnout on the beach, loss of traction on the beach, right, I can lose traction like that. I can go on a bicycle on the beach and lose traction. You know, like, come on. Be realistic, bro. Just stop the peasant shit, bro. You know, if I was out there causing drama and being a shit cunt, come after me. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be...
and then each to their own.
Yeah.
You know, you can't crucify me for something that one of my bros did or whatever. Like, that's a him decision too. Maybe he's not in a good space and didn't tell anybody.
Right, yeah.
So we could pick him up.
Yeah, so you were saying... Yeah, okay. So you're saying not all headhunters are the same. Same as any gang. It's like if one person does something, it's not a...
Of course, there's some bad motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you understand, like, if one fucks up, it does reflect badly on the whole organisation, I guess.
It does, but we're not an organisation. We're just a club.
Yeah.
We're just a motorcycle club. You know, like, you know, you got the veterans, you got the God's riders or whatever. It's the same.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, you jump on your bike, you go bloody pub crawling somewhere. You know what I mean? Be responsible. Drink riding. We don't drink and ride though. Majority of us. You know, last time I did that was on the viaduct and I headbutted a taxi. But yeah, that's as bad as I get. That's as bad as I get.
When was that? We're not headbutting any more taxi drivers?
No, I came off the bike and headbutted the taxi.
Okay.
I came off the bike.
All right, I sort of imagine you in the passenger seat of the taxi and then headbutting the driver.
No, sorry, my bad. That came out wrong. So I was doing a burnout, showing off in front of my boys, and took off, and then the taxi had a green light. He didn't go. I tried to time it right, and I had to put on the front brake, and I headbutted the taxi. Car.
Well, when you were last in front of the judge 2 years ago, you made a good impression on the judge. She had was it she?
Yes,
yeah.
She was a lovely lady.
Yeah, she was a glowing report about you.
Yeah,
actually, you made a joke at the end.
The drinking part.
Yeah. What was that?
Well, she goes, no drinking, and I was like, hey. I was like, nah, please, can I have that taken off? Because I need to celebrate. And then she goes, yes, I'll give you that. So she took to drinking.
Yeah, but she said, but drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
She was awesome. And this is the thing. I love the judges. The judges are great people because they've seen it all. You know, you got a police officer who thinks that he knows everything, but he doesn't. He's never lived life. He's never stood beside me or walked a path that I've walked. You know, like they're quick. Everyone's quick to judge and press and da. You know what I mean? But with a judge is totally different. They run by the law book. So then that's why I know I'm good to go when I go in front of a judge, because I technically haven't really fucked up. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just I fucked up. I didn't like. Yeah.
Well, it's funny you talk about the judgment thing, because when I said on Instagram you were coming. 99% of the comments were people saying, they're looking forward to listening to this for an insight. There was one message that stood out to me saying, patched gang member? Really, Dom? All-time low. Let's not forget how they earn that patch. So gutted your podcast has come to this.
Yeah. I earned my patch by getting a license, getting a job, and being a made man. Yeah. Being responsible. So that's how I got my patch, by being a made man.
Such a slap in the face for all the families directly affected by these thugs. Yeah, I don't know.
But what are their families doing? What are they going to tick up meth off a drug dealer or something? You know, because that's what, you know. What are we doing? If mate, this is the stigma behind it all is just outrageous, because I can guarantee you now, if your son was getting picked on down at Newland Mall and getting stood over for his shoes, I'm pretty sure that gang member will stop that situation, not help the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you made a good impression on the judge, and you've made a good impression on me.
Cheers, Dom.
Like,
I appreciate that, bro.
Anyone that's listening is going to make their own mind up, but
Absolutely.
And some people probably accuse me of being too soft on you or not asking hard questions, but I'm not a journalist. I'm just a guy that wants to understand people and things that I don't have enough understanding about.
Everybody's got different lives, man.
100%.
You know? And so be it. You're not in bloody Afghanistan doing dumb shit over there.
Yeah.
You know, we're lucky to be here. But let's at the same time, let's just not go that way, man. Like just to have your privacy invaded over a suspicious driving act is a little bit uncalled for, realistically.
Well, I mean, I use my phone quite often when I drive.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of, but I mean,
Well, that's what I'm going to court for as well. I'm going to court for one of those. One of those.
Yeah.
But guess what? I wasn't holding the phone. Yeah.
Well, Calen Morris, it's been great sitting down with you today. Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Cheers, Dom. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, and good luck for the future for you, your partner, and your family.
Thank you so much. And we're on a good path. We're heading in the right direction. So appreciate the up. Thank you.